Despite the fact that we were able to change the situation in terms of equipment, training, if people still try to destabilize it, gives more arguments to the military to boost their morale and to fight.
Thank you. Hervé Kabor joined us for the questions of the listeners. Hervé, it is your turn.
Yes, Chantal Nikiman. My question is to Mr. Alassane Ouedraogo, who is calling us from Kaya in the North Center. He asks, after the attack of Barsalbo, the public opinion wonders if sanctions have already been applied to the meeting of the responsible and accomplices, or are we in terms of justice and reparation for the victims of this tragedy? That is the question of Mr. Ouedraogo Alassane from Kaya.
Thank you, Hervé. Mr. President, you have the floor to answer Mr. Ouedraogo. Okay, thank you. It must be said that after every attack since we have been there, after each attack, we try to analyze the situation to understand what worked and what did not work. As long as we can't do it, we can't improve the situation. So naturally, after the attack of Barsalbo, on a military level, we must analyze what happened, what worked, and what did not work. We are almost at the end of this investigation. I think the military authorities have been to Barsalbo several times to investigate, to continue to investigate through Kaya. The responsibilities will be set in a few days. I am waiting for the result of the report, and the sanctions will fall. All the attacks, that's what we do. There have been attacks where we have often brought some people to their knees who have failed in their duties. Because we don't have a choice as long as we are committed and we feel that the failure comes from the device, we have to get rid of it. So we are waiting for the final report to act. Regarding the victims, it is natural. We have adopted laws so that the children of those who would have lost their lives in this war, we recover them as a treasure of the nation, and those who have fallen, we take them as martyrs. The government is permanently on the side of the population to be able to take charge on the psychological side, on the humanitarian side, health and everything, of all the members of the families who have been affected by this tragedy.
Hervé Kabor has questions from the listeners. He joins us once again. Yes, I speak directly. Obviously, the listeners have still sent questions. This is Mr. Thomas Kafando from Zinhari. In relation to the local consumer, he asks, what are the strategies for an endogenous development based on made in Burkina products? And then Mr. Karim Zongo from FADA asks, you have governmental teams who are currently meeting the usual leaders. What are your expectations? Thank you, Hervé, for these two questions. Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much. I see that the concept of local consumer has been launched. It is very important to us. If you notice, first of all, in terms of investment, the first steps we took were an analysis of a certain number of factors. First of all, we have to promote what our artisans are putting into practice. That is, Faso Damfani, Coco Donda. This led us to reflect on the issue of towels, teachers' towels, which were imported expensively. We instructed the minister to change the towels. Today, it is done in Faso Damfani. The ladies who do it, there are many ladies who joined the workshop, and it is a great achievement for the employees. Also, the instruction was given to the Ministry of Justice to change their towels to be able to adapt to our Faso Damfani and many other social classes, even in the army. I think if you have followed the minister's outfit, it is in Burkina Faso Damfani. There are many things that we try to promote locally and in many other areas, especially in transformed products. Currently, we are in the dynamic of promoting everything that can transform our raw materials. That is, food products, so that they are consumed by Burkina Faso, which led us to take a decree to institute the fact that if someone wants to import a product, no matter the product, as long as there are Burkina Faso that manufacture it, he must first take it to Burkina Faso, and when it is not enough, he can take it abroad. It is a strong act that we have taken to be able to encourage what is produced locally to be consumed by Burkina Faso. I think we are in a good dynamic. We cannot reveal the entire strategy because, as I said, those who are used to importing do not necessarily like to apply what we want. But if we want to be Burkina Faso, we have to take measures. It will not please others, but it will please a lot of people. I think that is the most important thing.
Mr. Carrego, I would like to know your expectations concerning your government teams that are on the ground.
Yes, these are outings that were planned a little while ago. It is like the first outings that coincided with the events of Barcelona. We had planned several outings. When the event arrived, we told people to go and make the program. During this period, we stopped the Council of Ministers for a week. We want the ministers to go to the populations to acquire realities, to see the realities of the people, and to come back. A minister is at the level of the decision. If you are just in Ouagadougou and you cannot understand the deep aspirations of the people, it is complicated. So this program will not be the first time. It will not be the last time. They went to the populations in all regions to acquire realities, to understand the difficulties. And I think that each minister will rearrange his program according to the real needs of our populations. It is the same state of mind that led us to go to the leaders, because we want to put them back in their role. Their role is to maintain social cohesion, unity, peace.